Good evening, everyone. This is Debbie Wetzler, and this is another edition of New Associate Training. And you don't have to be a new associate. There's a lot of things that we have added to the ASEA back office, computer, websites, everything, and a lot of people don't know where to find a lot of it. So as always, I'm going to start. If there's anything in particular that somebody wants to know about, I would start with that first, and if there's not, I was going to go through A-Team support because a lot of people don't know how much information is there. Anything that anybody wants to know about?
Well, you never answered the question I asked last week about are you able to see past preferred customers or no?
Past preferred customers?
Like preferred customers that stopped their auto ship?
Well, that's a good question. Let me see. I will share my screen and see if I can see some of mine. So if you want to look at your preferred customers, you go to menu, reports, and it's the very first one, ASEA Associate Customer Search, and you go there. And you have to put preferred customer. And I'm going to just hit show report and see if this. So I'm looking to see because I guess manage template. Oh, no, that wouldn't be it. Select column headings. I've had some preferred customers, which are not showing up, I guess.
Yeah, because they stopped their auto ship.
What did you just click to get that to come up?
No.
Manage templates.
No, it was select column headings.
Oh, select column.
Okay, thanks.
So if you want to put in, you can create all kinds of reports, and then you can make a name for it, and then you put the name in. And I've done this for some of mine. So like I wanted to see everybody in Taiwan that I had at one point. And so I selected Taiwan and I put up the templates for it. Birthdays in the next 30 days, customer list. Let's see if I've got a customer list. Nothing's coming up again. Show report. Ah, okay. Okay, so
God, there's some that have 4-number IDs.
4-number IDs?
Yeah, if you look all the way to the right, it shows their ID number. Okay, here's one 17979, all the way to the right under associate ID.
Huh.
8831.
Oh yeah, that was back in 2012. Before they started the numbers the way they did start them.
Right, with the one.
My number is 102, and then they went to 1500, and then they went to 1800.
I was wondering how it skipped up so fast.
So I guess these are all my old ones because I don't know. Some people went in and signed up under my website, and I didn't even know about it. But I do know some of these names. So these are all my old customers. But now they're saying, but now the account has now switched to retail. Oh, I guess that's why I couldn't. If a person stops their auto ship as a preferred customer, then they default to retail customer. So that's why I don't have any preferred customers. So
Is
now
there a way for them to go back if they want to restart?
They'd have to go back and sign up again because you have to commit to a auto ship in order to be a preferred customer.
Okay.
And if they wanted to go back in, they'd have to delete this one. And then, so they could put in, if they were going to use the same email address, that's what you'd have to do. It's why now it's a pain in the you-know-what to sign up somebody as a preferred customer first, and then go in and sign them up as an associate in a month, because you have to completely delete them if you want to use the same email address, because they can only have one email per credit card.
Oh, wow.
So, you know, I mean, a lot of people used to do that and say, oh, yeah, you can be a preferred customer, and then if you want to switch, you can. Well, and now if you want to switch them, you go to put their email address in, and they go and they throw it out, and they say, you can't use this email address.
So do you have to call customer service to have them do that? Or they have to call probably?
I have gone in and deleted their account with them, so it got rid of it, but they didn't, so we still had to call to sign them up immediately, because they had to completely, because it doesn't update, the back
Right.
office doesn't update as quickly. So they had to completely delete it and take it out immediately so that we could sign them back up.
So can, like, if somebody's a preferred customer, they can actually delete their own account?
Mm-hmm. Just like you can delete your own auto ship.
Okay.
So you can delete your own account, but you know, again, they have to wait an hour or so before it all goes away, at least, and then they can sign up as a associate if that's what they want to do.
Hey, Debbie, it's Kevin here.
Hi, Kevin.
Hey, question. I signed up a person for retail because that's just where they're at right now. They put in a big order, which was nice. I think they're going to eventually want to become an associate. Am I going to experience a similar problem, you think?
Not if they bought retail,
Okay.
because they don't have an account if they bought retail at all.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but it did ask for their email and, you know, various items, though, so I didn't know.
Yeah, no, I don't. And then there's no account. You have to have an account for it to not be able to put them in again.
Okay. Very good. Thanks.
I don't guess they have. No, I mean,
Hmm.
you put them in as a retail customer.
I'll find out,
So
right?
That's a one order. Yeah, you'll find out, I guess.
Yeah.
I've never had anybody order retail.
Yeah, it was really interesting. She was, well, I won't go into it. We got lots of people here, but thanks.
I've had 2 or 3.
Well, why would you buy retail is what I say, but
They just want to try it once.
yeah. Well, but I always tell them, if you sign up as a preferred customer, you can cancel your auto ship before it comes the second time.
Right,
But
Anyway.
I've had people that don't want the auto ship the first time.
right.
Right. I understand. That's because they think they're locked in.
Yeah, and it's hard to
No
understand.
matter what you tell them, yeah, they don't hear you.
Well, I was asking Bonnie Rogers the other day, when people say, how much does it cost? She tells them there's retail and there's monthly deliveries instead of saying auto ship. And that
Yeah.
seems to work for her very well.
Right. I usually say
Say that
monthly
again?
shipments also. You say monthly shipment instead of an auto ship.
auto ship.
Right. Thank you.
So if you're not finding, if you have preferred customers, they will show up. So I'd have to go into somebody else. And I'd have to go into somebody else's account that has a preferred customer. I don't have any. But anyway, so mine have all defaulted. My past ones have all defaulted to retail customers at this point. Anyway, so that's what you would do. And this, you can literally set up anything you want. And if you select column headings, since we're in this right now, here's all the things that you can put down and you can name them all differently. So you could have one that just had people's emails on it. So you could go in and look up people's emails quickly. You could have one And of course, you put their first and last name. You could have one with just their mobile phone numbers. You could have one according to states. So you could have one with everybody that you have in California and everybody that you have in Texas and everybody that you have in North Carolina, which, that kind of thing. You could have one that had their last order date on it. So you could go in and quickly look up people and whenever they ordered for the last time. If you wanted to see how long ago that was. You could put in any of these available column headings and selected column headings here. And they give you quite a few. Enrollment dates, failed auto ship, fast forwards, levels, lifetime ranks, qualified fast forward enrollment, all that kind of stuff. So you could go in and quickly look this up. And people who are very good leaders have done all that already. And I haven't had the time. So I don't have as many, but I do use this quite often. You can find their upline bronze, their upline diamond, and their upline gold from this. So you can put in anything, and if you want to move, I don't know why, but the selected column headings are lighter color. That doesn't make any sense to me. But if I wanted to put in canceled auto ship date, I would check that. I would go to the bottom, and I would say move, and now selected auto ship date or canceled auto ship date is now at the bottom. So it's been moved from here over to here.
Okay, so you might not be able to select those because usually grayed out means they're not accessible.
Grayed out means those are the ones I've chosen. Those are my selected ones. See at the top here? It says selected column headings. Those are the ones I've chosen for this report.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And then the available ones are to the left. So if I wanted to add active, I hit click on active. I'd hit move down at the bottom, and now I've got active at the bottom. So now active will show up if they're active or not. And then if I wanted to create that, I hit save. And that's an advanced search, and I could name it. And there's where I'd name it. And I'd have some name for that. I mean, I'm not going to name that because that's not a report I want. But anyway. And then when you click on that, it'll give you all of your preset ones. And here's all my preset ones. And here's a suspended renewal date due. So I can go in and look, and I can try to keep calling people. So anyway, that's how you can create your own reports back in your office about all the people in your organization and what you want to know about them. So this is a really good report that you can use. Now, if you go to advanced search, they have some set up for you. So you can put in personal information and address searches. So if you want to know states and stuff, and then business info, here's where you can go find everybody with your birth date. So you could select the date, like tomorrow's March 20th. You could select March 20th and find out how many people have a birthday on March 20th so that you could send them happy birthday. That's one thing you could do. If you want to go down and account status, I have to move this here. Account status, you clicked on suspended renewal date, and you can see everybody with a suspended renewal date.
So is the suspended renewal date because like they haven't paid their associate fee for the year? Is that what that means?
Right.
Okay.
Because they're probably quit ordering ASEA and they don't even know. So if I click on that, I can show you, and then I go back up here and I click on show report. Where's show report? Oh, there it is. Show report. And it'll take a minute because I have a lot of them. Oh, I didn't click on it down here. All right.
That's okay. You don't need to do that. I mean,
No, I don't know why it's not working, but
I
anyway.
don't have those people yet.
Okay. Anyway, so I have a bunch of them, and I've been trying to go in, especially if I know them and I could call them and find out. So that's the reporting system, so that you can find out a lot of different things about your people. Was there anything else, Jackie? Did that show you?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. One thing I haven't gone into, I always tell people, because it's simple, to go to Amazing Molecules, to send that to people, and to keep it simple, and Amazing Molecules training, to get training, and that's your basic training. But the one thing I haven't gone into very much is A-Team support. And I don't, but you guys have been on for a while, because there's so much there. So, and I find it to be a little bit overwhelming, but you guys should probably know where to find some of this stuff at this point. So if you go to A-Team support, you have to put in associate as a password, and mine's defaulted, I saved it. Associate with a capital A, and you hit login. And this is the first thing I suggest that everybody does, if they're doing the business at least. This is thinking for a long time. The first thing I would do is subscribe to her weekly newsletter. She'll always put a did you know in it, which is a great thing to save so you can send it to people. It always has something usually about the products that you can send to people. This week, it was more about that we were going to start the $25 yearly fee, and that they would be starting to clear out the people pretty soon. But if you put your first name here, your last name, and your email address, it has did you know, and then it talks about different people. Then it tells you all the webinars that are on this week. And all the all the webinars and all the phone calls that are coming up this week. Then she goes into all the rank advancements, and you can see what lines are moving and who's going up in rank. And your name will be there if you go up in rank. And if she has a picture of you, she will also put a picture of you. So that's kind of nice to see your picture and your name on her newsletter. And she does that for bronzes and above. And then she goes into all the different events that are going on around the world. And there's live links to it, so that you can register for them or register a guest for them. So I hope you've all seen one of Trisha's newsletters. I've sent it out to you guys. I just sent the one about the renewal thing out. And you'll get it once a week. It's not bothersome, but it just kind of keeps you up to date with what's going on. And for the people that run the charge-up calls, that's a lot of times where we get the information about, what the event's coming up and how many events there's going to be and who's going to be there and stuff. And then the first thing she put underneath those are all these different videos with people who have done a very good job at explaining different things. So if you start here, it talks about how to use the products. So you can virtually send somebody here, and they can click on, and it'll tell them how to drink it and what to expect. It'll tell you about detox and all that other kind of things. If they want to share it, you click on this. And if you want more ongoing education, of course, you click there. This will be talking about conference calls, webinar, and live events. So you can see that how to respond to negative websites. If you go to this, again, this is good information for people. It's got information about how to respond to that, because people a lot of times will ask me about that. Carolyn Hoffman just asked me about that. So the more you click on them, the higher their web search ranking becomes. And so you can, and she tells you the websites that will refute the negatives: ASEA a scam really, and ASEA scientific validation. It's a one-page sheet that with built-in web links. So you can see there's a ton of information, and that's just on the first page of her website. And this is why, we don't tell people to go there when they're first in, because it's a little bit overwhelming. But for those of you who have been in now and you have things that are starting to come up, A-Team Support is a really good website to go to and look around yourself. And that's just clicking on one of the things. So here's frequently used websites. Here's about your virtual office, which is in the process of being updated. They're supposed to have it come out by April 1st. We'll see if they get that done or not. Forms and flyers. And you can go there and print and download your own and print them off if you're trying to make a flyer for an event. This talks about what the ALIF system is, which is what we go over on our charge up call every day. Here's your basic activities of what you should be doing every day, the rhythm of the business. And it's to create interest, invite and use a tool, set up a 3-way phone call, collect a decision, and sign them up, and then do it again. How to get paid. Here's understanding the comp plan. A lot of people have asked me about that. This is a different thing. So if you hit go on this one, sometimes she'll link it back into Alan Noble stuff. But here's the 8 different ways to get paid with ASEA. Here's all about retail and preferred customer bonuses. Here's about your fast start bonuses. Here's about your director bonus. Here's about the team commissions. Here's about the executive momentum pool. Here's about check match. Here's about the diamond pool, which is in the process of being updated because they changed it a little bit. Here's the binary detail. And here's advancing in rank. So you have all these different things that you can go to learn about the compensation plan. And she breaks them all down. And you watch those. And this one's 10 minutes. I don't know. I'm trying to hold my thing over and see. They're all pretty short, I'm assuming, so that you could go there and listen to all of them. But I've had a lot of people that say, I don't know how we'll get paid. Well, you can go to A-Team Support, or you can also go, Alan Noble just has 3 videos, so he doesn't go into as much detail as this does, probably. But if you really want to know detail and want to know how you get paid, and like especially with the EMP or something, because a lot of people don't know how that's calculated and stuff, and it is a little bit hard. Go into the EMP pool, the executive momentum pool right here, and listen to it. It's 10 minutes long. Then you'll understand where that check is coming from once you hit it. You have to go bronze twice or silver twice in a row or gold twice in a row, platinum twice in a row to hit that and to be in the executive momentum pool. So most of this is playing around. So that's the front of her website. And you can go to any of these different things and see them. And here's the usage guide for both the Renew 28 and ASEA. That's how to use the products. And then here's all these frequently asked questions. So you can literally, is there a maximum daily amount of ASEA, a point where our body stops absorbing them? People ask that as a question. Here's Dr. Aaron Kaufman, who would talk about that. Are redox molecules safe? Kathy Morin and Dr. Marty Morin has talked about that. What are the redox signaling molecules in ASEA? This is Dr. Erin Kaufman again. So you can literally go in and spend days in this website. And I have not, but, and look to see, what if I don't notice anything within 90 days? People are asking that. Who is this? Is that Seth Talk? Yep. And so he'll talk about this.
Who is that?
Seth Hawk, he's a diamond in Australia.
Oh,
This 9-year neck problem got better after 6 months. So it took him 6 months. Took Tammy Gates 11 months. She could have had Tammy on here. So you can go in there and look at these, and this would be something to do in if you have a little bit of spare time and you're wanting to learn more and how to answer questions better and all that kind of stuff. What are the best places to do additional scientific research? That's Dr. Dick Walker. He'll tell you that. What happens if I stop taking ASEA? I know people who have asked that question many times. Again, it's Dr. Dick Walker. So again, this is a really good learning place for you to go and take some time and look into this website. The second part is the share ASEA with others, invite and use a tool. So now we're talking about how to do the business. The first ones are questions about taking the product and what it will do for you. Now they'll talk about tips on how to effectively share and how people learn about ASEA. Now Trish, it looks like, does this one. And then she talks about what to do if you're going to share this. Get a 1-minute story down that's compliant and effective. And she will tell you not to go into a lot of detail if you're telling your story. You'll bore people to tears. They don't care about all the details and what dress you were wearing and what day it was or any of that stuff. They'll fall asleep on you. How to help people experience the power of redox molecules in 5 minutes. She probably talks about the Renew 28 here. But if you click on this, it's Dr. David Silverman. He talks about the 3 and 5. What's the invite and follow-up process? How to invite by phone? How to invite by text? How to invite by live group meeting? How to invite in person? How to invite via Facebook? What if someone says they aren't interested? 3 and 5 experiences. A lift in 1 day and a practical example. You can learn all of these things by going there. So that's the sharing part of this. And then an ongoing education, joining conference calls, webinars, live events, and continuing education. So the conference calls, she has listed the daily charge-up calls. And here's all the webinars. Now, this Tuesday ASEA webinars, and she's updated this. Bob has taken care of that. Because now we're doing them, you know, tonight Tyler Norton's going to be on. So I think it would be very worth your while. So go in and listen. He'll be talking and training us as leaders on the phone call tonight. And you'll go to ASEAintouch.com. Then the 4th Tuesday of every month now are the animal webinars. The first Tuesday is In Touch. The second Tuesday is a product learning. And Karen was talking about VIA last week. And then tonight, Tyler Norton will be doing a leadership one. Now, Alan Noble is not now doing the Thursday Discover ASEA webinars. I don't think there's anything on Thursdays. He goes in and out of that. He does them for a while and then stops. And then occasionally, I know Bob Schwinkler will do Saturday Basics webinar, where he'll go in and just explain about the back office, and he goes over everything, and he does different things on different weeks. And I'm not sure if he's doing those lives right now or not. I know he's got a bunch of them set up. So if you went there, the first week of the month is Website Basic. The second was Binary Basics, Back Office, and VO Report in Detail, and Mastering the Tools. So the live calls are postponed now. You can see the archives at ateambasics.com. So if you wanted to listen to Bob Schwinkler talk about all the back office stuff, you can go there and do that. And then there's a basic coach for Genie training webinar. So if again, it's on Mondays and Wednesdays, and that's with Bobby Martin, and he does them every week. And there's the Zoom ID for them. He does not do them on holidays. And then archive webinars. If you want a tool to send to somebody, there's some doctors' webinars in there that are excellent that you can go to. So if I click on here, they are archived. The doctors' ones are healthprowebinar.com. The animal webinars are animalwebinar.com. There were business builders for a while, so bbwebinar.com. And then the A-Team trainings are archived at ateambasics.com. So you can see why we don't send people here to begin with. It's a lot of information, and I'm still on the front page of this. I haven't even gone into the back pages yet. So, but you can see how much information there's there. I mean, this is your all-in-one if you want to really learn a lot about ASEA and how to do the business of it. And so that's everything you can find. Now, you can also go to presentations, and she was the only one to have different languages up for a long time. So she's got presentations here, Alan Noble, Amazing Molecules presentations, different ones. She's got materials. You can get your own presentation, and you could borrow her PowerPoint and just add to it and make it your own. You can purchase a flip chart holder there. You can purchase a flip chart. Here's a decision document and 33 ways to use the spray bottle. You can see the keynote version of Trish's presentation, updated July of 2018.
What does V20 mean? I see it in a few places.
Well, it's a keynote. I think it has something to do with a Mac computer. Version 20.
Mac, I've never heard of it, so whatever.
Well, we have PowerPoint on regular, I have PowerPoint on mine. Mine's a PC.
PC, yeah.
And then if you have a Mac, it's called a keynote. That's what they do it in.
I think it means
Okay.
version 20.
Hmm?
I think it means version 20 of the presentation, because it says it was
Well,
updated in July 2018.
Right. And here's the PowerPoint version. So she might have updated it 20 times. I have no idea. Again, I don't go to this site as often because there's a lot of stuff there, but I do know I can find most everything here. So I clicked on the PowerPoint version because that's what opens in my computer. And we can see
That's available for Mac too. Those are made by Microsoft. That's what I have on mine too.
Right. I just clicked on this so I'd make sure I could open it. Anyway, so this is Trish's, one of hers. She does many different PowerPoints. So you can see this is a little old. We've done 660 million now. There's our two founders. Here's the redox discovery. So she talks about redox molecules and where they're made. So again, you could go in here and get this PowerPoint. You could update it because if you click on enable editing at the top, you can go in and edit any of these slides. So if I wanted to save this, and where did I have that? There it is. And I wanted to make this 660 million, I just make it 660 million.
Does that save in its spot, or does it now save on your computer?
It would save on my computer. It wouldn't save in hers.
Thank you.
And so I could make this my own and use her slides, which are good and professional. And again, but I could put some of my own information on it or some of my own pictures or something like that if I wanted to. So she gives that. She talks about why we need redox signaling molecules. She talks about the Lancet medical article and how as we get older, we age. And she fills you up with ASEA on this one. I know this one. And then the breakthrough. So again, you could have your own PowerPoint here if you are deciding to do this. I'm more of a fan of how I do it with Terry Latham. I don't do a PowerPoint ever unless I'm in a big setting in some place like Singapore or something like that, and I'm going to be the keynote speaker. Most of the time, if I go into people's homes, I play a video. They see that that's duplicatable, and that's what they're doing in Asia right now too, because they don't have all this stuff in Chinese and everything else. And so they're showing videos, and they're very excited about it and the information, and they can see how easy that is. And you don't have to have a really good speaker up in front telling all this information. So I would always suggest playing a video if you're going to go somewhere. But if you need a PowerPoint for some reason somewhere, if you're going to be presenting at a university or something comes up like that, you could go in here and just make this your own. You can hide slides. You don't have to talk about all of this different stuff. But she's just put everything in it so that you could use anything you wanted to. And she covers a lot of stuff here. And she talks about everything. And again, this is a lot of information for people.
You said we can download these?
Yep, that's what they're there for.
Thank you.
I just clicked on download, and this is on my computer now, if I want to save it. This is not an updated medical professional board. Carl Smith is now off of it, and Stan Gardner is off of it. And we have Rich Michael and I forgot who else. Oh, Jerry White's on it. So you might have to update a couple things if you even knew about it. Anyway, so here's, people are always saying, can I get your PowerPoint? Well, a lot of us have just borrowed some of these and made them our own. I've made up my own through some of these, and you can recognize some of my slides from some of these because we borrowed them from people who were very good at making PowerPoints. So she's hidden this one. So she doesn't use that one, but you could, seeing is believing. You could talk about that. You can unhide that if you click on it. If you right click on that, click on hide slide, it unhides it. So you could use anything she has. And so that's all you'd have to do is click on it and it downloads. So you can, if you've got a Mac, do the Keynote. If you've got a PC, do the PowerPoint. She does use a flip chart sometimes. She likes to do presentations right when she's with people. I've talked to her. I've had Jackie talk to her. She doesn't like to chase people around and do follow-up. So she'll do a presentation and say, is there anything else you need to make a decision? And a lot of times people say, no, this sounds great. I'll try it. Then she doesn't have to do a follow-up or anything with them. But again, that's how confident you are and how passionate you are about this so that people can see that. And you can actually see her doing the overview in 36 minutes if you watch this. And you can hear what she says, and you could make it some of your own. And that's how all of us first learned when we got into ASEA. Trish and Alan Noble did the charge up calls every single day. I don't know how they did that either, but they did. So we learned what to say through both of them. And then we now are saying it, and then we're passing it on to new people that like to present. So So you could go in and listen to what she said and make that part of what, whatever sounds good to you and that you can make your own, then that's how you could do that. Here's instructions for how to do presentations. Here's instructions for how to do a one-on-one, an in-home, a Discover ASEA, or an online presentation. So if you want to be a leader and be one of the speakers in your organization, that would be a very good thing. Or even if you don't want to do that, there's how to do an in-home or a one-on-one, because we all do those. And this is the effective way to do it. I don't know if you can click on these or if you scroll down. I guess you can. Yeah, that just takes you to there. Okay, so she talks about a flip chart. But again, you could also bring your smartphone in and you could show them, you could go to amazingmolecules.com and show them the redox breakthrough on this. Same thing as using a flip chart, only you're using technology. And you could sit there and watch it with them and then say, do you have any questions? You could have a three-way set up. You could call, like I could call Jackie Davidson and say, will you be available at 3 o'clock on Tuesday? Because I'm going to be doing a one-on-one. I'm going to show them this video and I want you to talk to them afterwards if they're interested. And Jackie could kind of be on call and know that if I was calling, she was going to be doing a three-way with me. So that's a great way to do a one-on-one. In-home meetings are really effective and powerful. Again, you can just show a video. Terry Latham does that every single time he goes. He does not stand up and do a presentation for anybody. He shows a video, and it's the redox breakthrough of Alan Nobles. So you have guests in. I would have a few snacks. I wouldn't get into the snacks a whole bunch until after the presentation, so that, especially if you're serving alcoholic drinks, I would let them watch the presentation first, show the video, have some testimonials lined up, even if you have to Zoom them in, or I've even called somebody and had their testimonial and put it on speaker and they could all hear it. It's very effective, however you do it. But if you can have people there, that's even better. Make sure that you can have kind of a pet-free environment and a children-free environment so people can think. And then don't put out a whole like smorgasbord of wonderful food, because people will look at that and go, well, this is great. I love this, but I'd never be able to do this because I don't cook. You want to just make something very simple and put out a few vegetables or whatever, or crackers and cheese, whatever you want. You can serve wine or alcohol if you want, or you can just have water and let them taste the ASEA. And then I don't usually ever give promotional materials out, and this is me, because they seem to take them home and throw them away. And then you've wasted money buying all that stuff. So if they want something, I have them sign up with what they would like. If you'd like the study, I'll send it to you. And I make sure I sit down that night and I send it to them. Then they have it virtually, and they can save that. If they're going to be in the business, they can save it to an ASEA folder. It's just a better way for me to give people things without giving out a whole bunch of papers that nobody knows what to do with them, and they all file them and don't use them anyway. Make sure you have a guest sign-in sheet somewhere so they can put in their cell phones and their email addresses so you can get them stuff. And you can have them go around and share their name and stuff and a little bit about their background, and you'll hear lots of interesting things. There'll be interior designers, there'll be construction, there'll be homemakers, all kinds of people. So in-homes are very effective, and here's exactly what you do to do that. Then if you are doing a Discover ASEA presentation, you're presenting to a larger group. This is how you do that. And then online presentations like I'm doing now. Here's how to do that. And Zoom makes it very easy. Then she goes into resources. So with resources, you've got your main resources, network marketing, understanding the comp plan, basic activities. What is A-Lift? I think we already covered those. Those are the resources. Yeah, this is what we covered already. And then languages. And literally you can go in and there'll be some stuff in each of these different languages. So I remember this was the only place we found Chinese to begin with before any of the Asian countries were even open. Is it thinking yet? Still thinking.
What is that name that starts with an S next to Finnish? It's a long name, the language, and I've never heard of it.
I don't
You
know.
say Finnish, and what's
I
next
don't
to
know. Swamalainen? I don't know.
right?
But
I've
if you
seen
had
it a
somebody
few
from
times.
there, you'd know.
Huh?
But if you had somebody from there and they said, "Do you have Swamalainen?" then you'd know.
Right.
I don't know what it is. Finnish, or maybe that's what they call their language, I guess.
Thank you.
Anyway, so there's a bunch of languages here, and you can see that I clicked on Chinese. So she's crossed out the comp plan. I don't know. The comp plan PowerPoint is being updated for the fast start. Okay. Executive momentum pool in Chinese, redox supplement in Chinese. I know Ivani did some of the translating for her in this. That Renew 28 brochure, the opportunity. So you have different things in different languages. And so anybody in any language can go here and get a PowerPoint. So if Ivani wanted to go to Taiwan and she needed a PowerPoint, she could come here, get it, download it, and take it and go to Taiwan and be able to present it in Chinese to all her people. And I just used her as an example. You could do it in any of these languages. So again, this is one of your main places to go and find, the only place I know to go and find things in different languages, besides your back office, which you can change to any language. But then sometimes you're limited as to what is there. So this is A-Team support. Bob has worked very hard on this, and he's put a lot of information, as you can see here. And it's, you know, if you can't find it anywhere else, I would tell you to go to A-Team support. You may need help finding it, but this is where you find out about events, phone calls, get presentations, get resources, and have different languages and things, and how to get started, and all the different questions you can ask, and all of that stuff. So are there any questions on this? Obviously, I didn't go through everything in detail. All right, we'd be going on for 3 or 4 more hours.
To answer Lisa's question about the long-winded name next
No,
to
maybe you could do that for us.
long-winded name next to Finnish.
Yeah.
That's the reindeer people that live north of the Arctic Circle.
Oh, thank you. See, I knew somebody would know.
Thank you.
Well,
Now you do know everything, Debbie.
Yeah, right. That'll be the day. Who told me that?
Who was it that came with that information? It was a male voice.
It's Dave Barker. That's what I thought it was. Okay, there you are.
me. Yeah.
I thought it sounded like you, and I couldn't find your name on the screen. Okay, thanks, Dave. That's helpful. And I do actually have some people up there. Anyway, okay, any question about that at all? Okay. I hope I didn't overwhelm anybody. I'm going to go to my own website, and I'm going to go into resources and library. And you can see how much stuff we have if you have it all in English. You have all the different marketing tools, all the different brochures on all the different products, compensation plans, forms that you need, trainings, Advancing Life Foundation, music, science, videos, recognition, business graphics, presentations, promotions, and programs, okay? Now, if you had somebody in who spoke Spanish, why do I not have very many? So you could do Spanish for Mexico or Spain. So I will do Spain. If you do Spain, it all switches, it should all switch to, well, it's supposed to switch to, I'm wondering, because they are switching around the back office, right, the website for us right now. It's supposed to all switch to Spanish.
That's weird. It looks like some of it is in Spanish and some of it's not.
Oh, that's really strange. Okay. Yeah. So I guess maybe I shouldn't have done that right now. I do know that we've got a, for those of us at Envision, we have a mock-up of the new back office that's going to be beautiful. And we're working on it now. I have a phone call tomorrow with Kevin, who's the main architect for it, and with some other diamonds, and we're going to be going over some stuff. But maybe it's not pulling up right now because of that. I don't know. Yeah, because here's frequently asked questions of the Smart Wallet. So that's all in Spanish. Anyway, you can change, usually you can change your back office into any language that we have. And it changes the language automatically. But you can see there's a lot less information with the different languages until they get everything up eventually. But they do have videos in Swedish and product information in Swedish and stuff like that. So when you switch it, it switches the language. And you'll have Switzerland, there probably won't be as much. And that's Dutch. And Swiss speak French and they speak German. So there would be Swiss German and Swiss French. So you can go in and play with your back office. And again, of course, if you were logging in to begin with and you wanted to enroll somebody, I hope everybody knows this, and they were from Spain, say, and they only spoke Spanish, if you click on new enrollment and you go to Spain, because I recognize Spanish, everything turns to Spanish. And you can translate it still so you can understand what it means. But this way they would be able to go into and see everything in Spanish. So you can do that with every country we have. And they can see it, and if you were with them in person, you could put it so that they could read that themselves. And then if you wanted to translate it, you click on the translate button so you could tell them. Most of us know what this says by heart, but anyway. So that's a little bit more about your back office, but those are the two places to find different things in different languages. So I'm going to stop share right now and see if there's any other questions, because I would like everybody to be able to get onto Tyler Norton's phone call tonight. So any questions about A-Team support or anything? Everybody knows how to get there and stuff? Any questions about anything else?
I just have a quick one.
Sure.
When somebody, what's just a quick thing that you would say, like, I don't know, 30 or 60 seconds of what this is or what you do?
Well, if somebody asks me what I do, I say I market a technology that's 10 to 15 years ahead of its time, and I haven't seen a health issue yet that we haven't had extraordinary results with.
Okay.
And wait for them. But if I'm asked in a different way, I might briefly say something about redox molecules and that they're made in every cell of your body, and they're the foundational molecules that allow your cells to heal. And my company's been the only ones to be able to make them outside the human body in a bioactive form. And if they, and then I say, but if you want more information, I'm going to send you a video about it, because I'd rather have the video explain it to you, because I think you'll understand it better. And I've never had an objection to that.
And then do you just send them to the Amazing Molecules, or do you have, like, do you send them a 4-minute video, because that one has a 14-minute video? Do you have a specific one that you like to do best that seems to work better?
Then I say, would you have time, it's explained in full in a 14-minute video. Would you have time to watch that? And depending on their reaction, oh no, I don't have that much time. I'm like, okay, if I send a 4-minute one, will you watch that? Okay. So you can kind of judge by, and the 4-minute one is just relaxlife.com or .net, depending on if they just want the product or if they don't even know anything about it. I send them both. That's .com.
Right. I'm just playing around with different ones, so.
Right. And if they have time, like I said, I'm kind of like Trish. If I can show it to them right then, I'll try to show it to them right then. And that way I don't have to follow up. I've already followed up.
Right. Mine are usually through Messenger or email, or they're not usually local. But I need to work on what I'm saying, because I keep trying different things and I need something that flows out of my mouth better, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense. I know that they can tell that I'm really serious, very passionate about it also when I say it. I think that catches their attention a lot of times also.
Well, I think I get that part, but then
okay,
I don't know, I need a better way of just explaining, and then I just need to shut up and ask them if I can send them something.
Yeah, or start asking them questions. Why did you want to know this? Do you have a health concern? Try to turn it around to them, especially if you're with them for a while, because we do want to make it all about them, of course.
Which I do. Yeah.
Right. And then the more you learn about them, the more you can help them, basically.
Right. But it's still, I need to just learn, I think, to stop. I need to, because I do that. I find out all about them. They have this issue or that issue. And then I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this could help you.
Right.
But yeah.
And one of your next questions might be, well, if I knew of something that could help you with those, would you want to know more about it?
If
they say yes, then you have the permission to send them a bunch.
Right. I've been working on that. Some of those questions that are in that script on the Amazing Molecules.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Debbie.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, that's a fine line as to when to stop and be quiet.
Because you get so excited from what you've seen, and you're just...
Oh, you do. I know. And you want to keep on going on. But as the guy told me tonight, I don't care about people's testimonials. I want to see facts. So he was a very different person. He didn't want to hear about any testimonials, even though we'd already told him about one in his exact same issue. Anyway, and that was fine. But so he wants me to send him a bunch of the studies and this and that and YouTube videos about Gary Samuelson and all that kind of stuff because he loves to read and he likes to learn. And he reads books all the time. So I'm like, okay, I'll send it to you. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go because Tyler Norton's already started. Thank you all for